Hey everyone, it is Monday, January 9th. The time is 10:20 a.m. and the temperature outside is around -1 degrees Celsius. And I'm here on Geary Avenue, and there's a look to the east towards Dovercourt. And as you can see, this won't be a walking or cycling video. I'm in a car that I have rented. It is a Hyundai Venue. I have to say, it's been pretty handy. I just took it out to Niagara Falls and back over the weekend. And the car rental is actually due back by 11:30. So for this one, I'm going to be going for a drive. I think I'm going to drive over to Dovercourt, then head down to Bloor and take that over to Parkside. Then I'll head down to Lakeshore and hopefully hop on the Gardiner Expressway and take that to the Don Valley Parkway, then hop off and make my way up to Midtown, where I think I'll need to find a gas station. Even though I topped it off already yesterday, I do have to bring it back with a full tank. As you can see, I've got my trusty action camera mounted here. And this is actually take 2. Yesterday, I recorded a driving video, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I did not have rock steady enabled. That's the stabilization feature, so the video was a little jumpy, so we're going to try again today. And there we go. And these are the CP rail tracks I'm heading underneath. And this is DuPont Street. I could turn right here. And look at that, a cop in front of me. I'll have to be on my best driving behavior. Although seeing traffic stops in the city is actually quite rare these days. This is Shanley Street. So if you're wondering where this is in proximity to downtown, it would be to the northwest. But if all goes to plan and there's no major delays, or if the on-ramp to the Gardiner isn't closed, I'll be driving east along the south end of downtown on the Gardiner Expressway. And this is west on Bloor Street West on a stretch that I have walked many a times on this channel and ridden a bike or e-scooter through. I don't think I've ever driven along here in a video. Not that I record that many driving videos. And this is Dufferin Street. I am tracking the distance on this one, and so far it's been 1.6 kilometers. There's a subway station there at Dufferin and Bloor. And some road work going on. And driving through here, you really appreciate the sections where the bike lane is protected from traffic. It just keeps everyone out of conflict. This next major intersection should be Lansdowne, and that's where we'll find Lansdowne Station. And this area is known as the Junction Triangle. So it crossed underneath those rail tracks. These tracks would be the other side of the triangle, so we're about to leave the Junction Triangle as I head under the West Toronto Rail Path. There's a GO station and up Express station just on the right. That'll whisk you to the airport or Union Station in no time. And across the street here on Dundas, you'll find Dundas West Station. And on the left is, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but easily one of the ugliest buildings in the city. And just up ahead will be Keel Street to the north of Bloor and Parkside to the left, and I'll be turning left down Parkside. And that runs alongside the eastern edge of High Park, hence the name Parkside. I've got exactly 1 hour to get this car back. Wonder what they'll do if I'm a few minutes late. Probably nothing, but at some point I'll have to crack the whip and charge a late fee, I guess. Well, I think you're kind of a jerk if you deliberately return a rental car late. You never know if there will be someone standing there waiting for it who has it reserved next. So it looks like we'll get to keep following this Taylor's Yorkshire T-van. And that is High Park, just up on the left, and to the right is Keel Station. And you could turn right up Keel, and that'll take you through the heart of the Junction neighborhood. So again, that's High Park on the right, and there's a lot of very nice homes on the left. And this is Howard Park Avenue. And normally this is where the 506 Carlton streetcar comes to an end. Just on the right, there's a mini streetcar loop where they turn around. And this would be High Park Street. And you could turn right and actually head into the park here, but I believe they close those streets on weekends to vehicles. Turning traffic must yield to pedestrians. Do they really have to put that on a sign? Shouldn't that be obvious to everyone here involved? I'm guessing there's been a few incidents here that prompted some concern, so they ended up putting up that blatantly obvious sign. So just up ahead is a rail corridor. Then I'll be heading underneath the Gardiner Expressway, which I hope to get on. But first we'll be heading east on Lakeshore Boulevard. That is Lake Ontario, just off in the distance straight ahead. Big pothole there. That was the Palais Royal on the right. So on the left there is the Gardiner, and on the other side of that is the Parkdale neighborhood. I'm staying over here on the left because I believe this is where I need to be to hop onto the highway. This is an on-ramp. I remember my dad telling me when I was a kid it was one of the most dangerous in the city. There's a very, very short space that you can merge into traffic. Gardiner Expressway, keep left. That came up in a hurry there. And here's that very short section to merge, although I believe they've extended it over the years. And we have hit some traffic. Things are moving better in the other direction. I don't think we're in any danger of being late to return the car, though. There goes a GO train. So just on the right is Exhibition Place. That's where you'll find BMO Field, home of the Toronto Argonauts and Toronto FC. It'll also be home to some World Cup action. And although Toronto has certainly seen a construction boom over the recent years, I think I prefer the way this view used to be a long time ago, before that latest boom. A lot of towers have popped up in the foreground, blocking the view of the financial district. Mon Valley Parkway, 6 minutes. Eglinton, 12 minutes. There we go, 6 minutes away from the DVP. That's where I'm headed to. I think traffic should thin out a bit once we get past the Spadina off-ramp. There used to be another off-ramp right after it to York Street, but that's been removed in recent years. I guess the car in front of me was not a fan of that truck jumping in front of it. That is a massive crane. Come on, truck. Get out of the way. I'm trying to make a video here. This is a potential thumbnail spot. So if I turn my turn signal on and there's anyone even near my blind spot, this car will beep. I think that's a pretty cool safety feature. All right, we got rid of that truck. So this is slicing through the South Core. And just on the left is the St. Lawrence neighborhood. On the right is the future home of the Quayside project, a very large, mostly a residential development that is planned. And on the left here is the Distillery District. And the Gardiner Expressway off-ramp to Lakeshore here is no more. We are merging onto the DVP. They've removed the Gardiner that used to extend east from here. And this is north on the Don Valley Parkway now. So to the left is downtown Toronto, and to the right is Riverdale. Beeping saying you're not past the truck enough. Yep, just glide through all the lanes of traffic, no signaling. Here is the Bloor Street Viaduct coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop off the highway here. I was doing a driving live stream yesterday, and this is where I jumped onto the DVP and went north. And that's Bloor Street East and the Bloor Viaduct, and just went under. So to Bayview Avenue and Bloor Street. Keep right. Bayview Avenue, keep right. All right. at that, I could jump back onto the DVP here. Now, occasionally you'll see a Line 2 subway train running along the viaduct here, but no such luck right now. So this runs parallel to the Don River, which is just on the left. They've added some protected bike lanes there. I'm going to go right here on Rosedale Valley Road. Came along this way in the opposite direction yesterday. I think this is easily one of the nice stretches of road in the city, at least in close proximity to downtown. It's quite stunning coming through here in the fall. In fact, I did an e-scooter ride when the fall colors were in full effect. That one was going in the opposite direction. This is the Bloor Viaduct. Once again, this is the third time in the last few minutes I've driven underneath it. And that's underneath the subway. There's a pedestrian bridge that is currently being replaced. Connects Rosedale to Bloor Street East. And this is Sherburne Street, just up top. Left is a studio that the group of 7 used to work out of. There's Canadian Tire and the Line 1 Yonge Street subway tracks right behind it. And this is going to feed me up to Yonge Street, and that's where I'll start heading north. And currently that is 23 kilometers so far. Although according to the gas tank here, the needle is still above full. Although I don't think in good conscience I could return this car without actually topping it off. And just on the right is Rosedale subway station, Ramsden Park on the left. If you've seen this channel before, you're probably quite familiar with this area. There is a Shell here. I could go there, I think. They said as long as you're within 10 kilometers. You're good to go. So let's just hop up here. This will work. It's not going to be 10 kilometers between here and where we're heading. Well, I guess I can double check that. Yeah, it's not. We're good. All right. I will resume recording once I've put some gas in here. All right, so that might have been the most embarrassing slash useless fill up ever. So far, I've clocked 24 kilometers on this drive, plus another 6 or 7 kilometers to get to where I started recording this. And I started with a full tank of gas, and that stopped filling up at 180. So I just pulled in and spent $1.80 to top it off. I even gave it a second squeeze to try to bring it up to $2, and it wouldn't fully take it. All right. Maybe I could squeeze into the bike lane, but I'm not a fan of doing that. And well, the truck behind me is completely in the bike lane and blocking it, so no cyclist is going to be able to get through. So from a gas point of view, this has been a very inexpensive video to make. And just on the right here is Summerhill subway station. So I rented this car from an Avis up at Glencairn and Yonge, which is a straight shot from here to the north. And I paid $88 for 2 full days. I had a rental at Enterprise booked, but I think that was over $130. But at least the cost of rental cars have come down since the pandemic. Things were well north of $100 a day just a year ago. There was a general car shortage, so used cars increased in value quite a bit, and rental car companies were sitting on these massive fleets of vehicles and not much rental demand, at least not without all the usual business clients. So they ended up selling off a lot of their fleets. But with lower demand for the rental cars, to keep the lights on, they ended up raising their prices quite a bit. I think just now things are finally starting to level out a bit. And this is Yonge and St. Clair. So according to this dashboard here, this car averages 7.2 liters per 100 kilometers. I couldn't tell you if that was good or not. It's got 65,856 kilometers in total on it. And the range left in the tank is projected at 603 kilometers. I quite like this car. It's got a very small footprint. So it's quite easy to drive. It seems to be really good on gas. And honestly, every time I rent a car lately, I can't really tell the difference between makes or models or anything like that. It doesn't matter if it's a Nissan or a Chevy or a Toyota or a Hyundai. They all kind of look, feel, and drive exactly the same to me. It's not a good place to stop your cab and pop the door open. And this is Yonge and Davisville. Here we'll find Davisville subway station. And sadly, the bike lane ends here. It's really pretty stupid that it doesn't extend more north of here or south of Yonge and Bloor. And welcome to the worst intersection in the city. This is Yonge and Eglinton coming up. It's a perpetual construction disaster. Well, I guess Avenue Road in Eglinton is also pretty bad. And that one will be pretty bad once the construction clears even. This guy is not supposed to be crossing on this side of the street. What's his plan here? Just to wait there? I think he's trying to go to the subway station. So he's got to wait for a red light to stop traffic, and then he'll walk across. There he goes. I've got 18 minutes to take this thing just a few blocks north of here. Car just decided it needs to pull over right there from the left lane. They've got some of the manhole covers lifted, and there's some very brave workers going down. There it is. Just in here on the left. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this one. Aimlessly driving around Toronto, starting at Geary and Dovercourt, making my way eventually south down to the Gardiner Expressway, and then over to the Don Valley Parkway. This car is flashing me to turn, thank you. And then to Bayview. We'll try to squeeze it here. And up here to Midtown, so I could return it to the Avis rent-a-car. Now I gotta take all my recording equipment down and walk in there and hand them the key. So if you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides and a TikTok at Johnny Strides. So we can turn this guy off. It's only got 16% battery left. Oh well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Yoink.